This week on Let's Fish TV, we're on MARINA Lake. MARINA Lake is located in the western part of Arkansas, about an hour west of Hot Springs. It's a little tiny lake, but it has one thing in it, big bass and one of my favorite vegetations, and that's lily pads. And today, we're gonna be targeting those lily pads using one of my favorite techniques, and that's throwing a frog on some big line. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw. Today, we're at a really cool place in western Arkansas called MARINA Lake. It's on the eastern part of MARINA, Arkansas, and about an hour west of Hot Springs. It's a tiny little lake. Some would even confuse it as a pond. As you can see, this is the dirt boat ramp leading into the lake. And let me tell you, the first time I came here, I was like, didn't really know what to think. But I'm telling you guys, this place is special. It has a nice population of bass, and it has one of my favorite vegetations, and that's lily pads. And the fish are in them, and I can't wait to go out there and throw a big old pad perch and try to catch one of those big old bass. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporter. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this puppy launched, get everything set up, toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hey everybody, these Salooner tables are predicting fair game fish activity both days this weekend. Peak times begin early morning before the sunrise around 3:13 Saturday and 4:33 Sunday morning. Daytime activity picks up around 3:38 on Saturday and 4:20 Sunday afternoon. Depending on your local area, you can expect the sun to rise around 6:30 and set around 8:35, and evenings will feature a moon that's 90% visible. Stay with us, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way, plus Bassmaster Elite Angler Chris Zaldane will be stopping by to answer your Ask the Pro question.
Today on MARINA Lake, we're dealing with a really tough condition. I know you hear me say that a lot, but let's be honest, guys, not every day is rainbows and lollipops out here on the lake, but today we're dealing with a high pressure system and little to no wind, and we're in the middle of summer. And that can be a recipe for disaster. But today I'm gonna show you how to divert that disaster and show you how to catch some fish here on MARINA and maybe a few big ones. And today we're gonna be up in that stuff, up in those pads and trying to catch them on a pad perch, one of my favorite baits by Strike King. Gosh, I can't wait to get out there. Let's go see what they're all about. There we go, guys. Oh man, I mean, came over there and clobbered that thing. Welcome to MARINA Lake. And look at the size of this fish. Can't tell me he didn't want that pad perch right there. Fishing lily pads in the summertime, you cannot beat it. Oh, come here, baby. Oh, come here. Oh, check that out. You can't tell me he did not want that pad perch right there. MARINA Lake, just outside of MARINA, Arkansas. Hidden gem, guys. I probably will get in trouble for showing you this footage. We're gonna catch them today doing one of my favorite things, and that is catching them on a frog. Well, in this case, a perch. This is the pad perch. Fishing lily pads, you can't beat it. Let's get this fish back real quick. Let's talk a little bit about MARINA Lake. There we go. Man, what an awesome blow up that was. See you, fish. There she goes. Man, what a fish that was. This is a place that a buddy of mine's been telling me about for quite some time. MARINA Lake is on the western part of Arkansas, right on the border of Oklahoma. It's one of those places that just has a big population, or a nice population, of big bass. And one of my favorite features that you don't find on many lakes down south anymore, and that's lily pads. And when it comes to the summertime and into the fall, there's not a more fun way to fish. But golly, guys, when those fish come out there and they blow up on that frog, blow up on that perch, there's nothing that will ever beat it. But today we're going to be talking about MARINA Lake, but more importantly, We'll be talking about fishing lily pads, fishing this really thick vegetation, how you're supposed to fish that popping perch and pad perch to get maximum performance out of your bait and to help you land more fish the next time you're on the water. Because I'm telling you guys, this place has a variety of vegetation from, you know, you have your water willow, your lily pads, you got pads that are above the water, below the water, depending on water depth. But we're gonna show you all that here on Mina Lake and more here in just a second. I'm gonna see if I can catch me another one.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. When you're in the Grand Strand, we want to make sure you get to live like a local. Come visit us here on the Marsh Walk. We can take care of all the needs you want on the water. You want to come down, rent a boat, and do it all yourself? Visit crazysistermarina.com for more information. Let's talk saltwater. I'll tell you what, Hooked on Miracles, one of the oldest king mackerel tournaments in the Carolinas, going to be contested this weekend in Charleston, South Carolina, benefiting the Medical University of South Carolina's Children's Hospital. It's one of the oldest tournaments in the South. I'm proud to be on the tournament committee. We're going to have a great time, and if you're heading out of Charleston to go chase those kings, go look for the Scurvy Hole. Get out there, get in 60 foot of water. You can find some good fish right now. Let's talk the wahoo bite. A lot of people overlook it in July. It can be some of the best. Get out to 300, 400 foot of water, live baits, or something big, high-speed trolling. You can find a huge wahoo. This is your time to find that 100-pounder. This has been your Carolinas Report. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Oh, there we go. It took me out of my shoe, guys. Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready. That's how frog fishing is, guys, is you just aren't always ready when them fish are gonna blow up on you. I want to show you something when we get this fish in. Look at all this gunk we got with it. Let me tell you, when you're out here fishing in this really heavy cover, you gotta have good equipment. I can't stress it enough. Good line especially that you can trust. Had this fish been a 5 or 6, 7 pounder, this probably would have gotten the fish off. And that's just the reality of, I mean, just see how easy that came out right there. That's what happens when you are throwing that pad perch, is you have that, you know, that tendency to lose fish from time to time. But not a bad fish. I mean, golly, guys. I literally stepped out of my flip-flop because I wasn't ready for that strike. And that is what makes frog fishing one of the most fun things you can ever do. Let's get this fish back real quick. There we go. All right, guys, real fast, I'm gonna talk to you about picking the right style of frog and the right color and why it is so important. So today I'm fishing a warmouth colored hack attack pad perch. Now this is designed for extremely heavy cover, but you know the deal is when we're out there fishing, it can be really confusing. This day and age, there's so many different styles of frogs, colors of frogs, and man, I'm telling you, even me sometimes I'm like, man, do I need that color, this color, or this color? But guys, let me keep it really basic for you. You basically need about 3 to 4 different style or colors of frogs. And today I'm using warmouth. This is bruised banana here, or rotten banana is actually the name of it, but it's still another bluegill style color. You want a bluegill style color, you want a white one, and you want a black one. If you get those 3 colors, you can basically get anything you need at any given time and catch the fish that you need to. Now, picking the right style, like I said before, that popping style, like the popping perch, is definitely my favorite open water frog. And now when I get in a situation where I'm in really heavy cover, the hack attack pad perch definitely fits the bill. But paying attention to color and what the fish are eating is extremely important. Another trick, and I'm gonna go and tell you, there's gonna be some hate comments on here, and that's okay. But have your hydrowave, turn your hydrowave on when you get in that shallow water and around those pads, around that shallow grass when you're throwing a frog, and you'll thank me later. That hydrowave, it activates those bait fish, but more importantly, when you get around the pads and you turn that hydrowave on, you're gonna start hearing those perch popping underneath the pads. And that is a big key on what color you need to throw and what style body you need to throw. And that's when I'm throwing either a warmouth color, like this one here, or a solid black. And honestly, I think they're interchangeable. I just throw warmouth because it's one of my favorite colors. Shout out to Todd Castledine, he's the one who hooked me up on that color. But let me tell you guys, frog fishing here in Arkansas, it's where it's at right now.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors, making it easier than ever to gear up and have fun out there. Visit Mississippi, Wanderers welcome. Power Pole, total boat control. Balls Out, made in the USA, heavy duty mounts for your fish finders.
Oh, get out of that pad. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah, another nice one on the frog. Oh, get out of that pad. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Got it. Oh, barely got him hooked. Oh, there we go. Man, man, oh man. Check that out, guys. Another nice one on the pad perch. Barely had him. He came out there and sucked it in. What a cool place that MARINA Lake is. We've caught them up on the bank on a pad perch. And let's get this fish back real quick. Another real healthy bass. I'm telling you, there's one thing about it, is these fish are super healthy, especially for the middle of summer. Let's get this thing back real quick. There we go. All right, guys, today I want to talk to you about the 6 keys to frog fishing. And this is from experience. This is years and years of experience in and around shallow water fishing pads and matted grass. And I promise you, if you pay attention to these, it will help you the next time you're out there. So one of the very first things you gotta have is a whisper quiet trolling motor, one that you can sneak in and around that really shallow cover and not make a lot of noise. I'm using the MotorGuide Tour Pro, and it's weedless. It makes it so much easier weaving in and around. The second key, power poles. I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, having power poles on your boat will make it easier to make a recast. And what I mean by that is when you catch one, the very first thing I do is drop my poles. What that does is it allows me to make that cast again, just in case there's another fish, and a lot of times there is. The third key is good braided line, 65-pound test. Guys, these fish, when they're eating a frog, cannot see your line. There's no reason to throw 30-pound, 40-pound braid. Go to 65, guarantee yourself getting that fish in the boat. The fourth thing is have a good rod, 7.2 to 7.3. Today I was using the Frog Rod by Greg Hackney, and you can't go wrong with that. It's a Signature Series rod by Lew's, and it is a fantastic rod. Number 5, a high-speed gear ratio reel. You need something that's at least 7.5 to 1, if not 8.3 to 1. That makes a humongous difference catching up to those fish and getting them in. And last but not least, guys, number 6, and I can't stress it enough, is be patient on your hook set. Don't set the hook as soon as you see the fish blow up, because a lot of times, just like today, those fish will hit the pad and not the frog. You got to keep your eye on the frog at all times, and if you can't see it, wait until you feel pressure, then set the hook. If you set the hook too fast, what that fish is going to do is bury you in the pads and get off almost every single time, especially if it's a big one.
Hey y'all, this is my favorite part of the show, the Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia Coastal Fish Report. I'm doing the report here in the house again because it is raining more than it's not. It's also really hot when it's not raining, so it's typical summertime down here in South Alabama. Also in the Mississippi coast, those guys are feeling the same thing. So we're all dealing with water temperatures in the 80s, pushing 90 degrees. But what that does, it opens up a lot of opportunities for us, like Spanish mackerel, sharks, jacks, bull reds, a lot of things that like to bite, pull a lot of drag. Talked to the guys out of the Mississippi, Kyle Johnson and Sonny Schindler. Both of them are still targeting some speckled trout, having success on the inshore reefs and on the barrier islands. Garrett Ross over in the Savannah area said that the speckled trout and redfish bite has been great. But he said there's a lot of small fish. He said the tarpon are beginning to show up. He said there's more of them in the Brunswick area. Anticipates more in that Savannah Tybee Island area anytime now. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all keep what you need and leave the rest. God bless, guys.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Mamba Boats, Ride with Pride, Strike King, Tie One On, Glacier Glove, stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades, Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
Oh, I got him. I got him. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, God. He came out there and clobbered that KVD 300 DD. Oh my gosh. He's not as big as I thought he was, but he had me wrapped on that tree. Goodness gracious. Oh, stay on here, baby. Got to hit that anchor lock real quick. Oh, he's barely hooked. Oh, come on, baby. You got to really take your time when you're trying to land these fish on a jerkbait. You don't want to overdo it. Just kind of want to take your time, let them do their deal, and you can really get them calmed down if you pay attention. You just want to keep, what I like to do is, it's kind of like an S pattern. I just want to keep that S pattern going, keep them swimming, but not necessarily letting them jump. And then I'll casually bring him back around to this side just like this. And then I'll grab him around the side just like that. And that's how you land them on that jerkbait. But golly, what a nice bass on that KVD 300. So we're out here on MARINA Lake. We made an adjustment, came out here on some isolated timber using our LOWRANCE active target and finding these bait balls around these isolated pieces of cover and catching really nice bass like this. I'm gonna get this fish back real quick. Let's get this thing back. There she goes. This is a new lake for me. I literally have never seen this body of water until today. I've never even looked at maps, reports, or anything. Just showed up and went fishing with high expectations of figuring out how to catch a bass. Well, kind of shifted out here, kept a jerkbait on my deck, and I always keep that 300 DD on my deck all the time. And the deal is, when I'm out here fishing, it's all about adapting to certain conditions. Right now, we got a little bit of breeze kicked up, and that's what triggered me to come out here and to try this jerkbait on isolated cover in hopes of catching a nice bass.
Hey fishing friends, thanks for joining. This is your Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi fishing report. So let's get started. Today in Alabama, the Coosa River, getting behind those dams that are releasing a lot of water and that are pulling a lot of current. You guys can go out there in your john boat, bass boat, wear your life jacket, go up to those dams, throw a big old top water in that rushing water, throw you a big swim bait, crankbait, and a spinner bait, and I promise you will catch striper about that long. Yes, I'm not kidding, you will catch giants. So let's jump over to Mississippi. Mississippi Sawdust Lake is fishing extremely well right now. You guys need to go throw a pink and yellow hair jig, get in that flooded timber, go find those fish off points. They're all schooled up right now, and I promise they're not hard to find. Let's jump over to Tennessee. Carroll County Lake, 1,000-acre lake, and Kentucky Lake are fishing really well. There's a morning bite going on right now in the morning and evenings. You guys can go get in that brush, go around docks, throw a buzz bait, spinner bait, and I promise you'll go catch some big old bass. Stay safe, God bless, and tight lines.
Oh, I got him, I got him. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, he choked it. Oh, come on. Oh, boat flipping biggins, baby. Woo, check that out, guys. MARINA Lake, nice largemouth bass. Changed up colors a little bit, and that was the ticket. Nice 4+ pound bass. Golly, what a freaking fish that is. Man, that is an awesome way to end the day. let's get this fish back and we'll talk just a second about what we had to do today to catch these nice Mina Lake bass. But that's what frog fishing's all about. It's never when you expect the bite to happen, it's always unexpected. And that's what makes it so adrenaline rushing and so amazing. It ranks up there as one of my favorite ways to catch a bass. Guys, I know today was a long and stressful day for me. It was a short one for you, but I am so glad that you were here. Make sure you stay tuned. We're gonna be talking about baits and everything else right after this.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, LOWRANCE, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. MotorGuide's Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Coastline Trailers, built by fishermen for fishermen.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get straight to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Zeb wants to know, do you still use monofilament fishing line for anything, or is everything on fluorocarbon line? For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite Angler Chris Zaldane.
I usually use monofilament on topwater lures. I love it on a topwater popper with a little loop knot. But more importantly, on my big glide baits, my big swim baits, I love that stretch. It's forgiving. Not only that, but my rods on these big 8-foot swim baits are really, really stiff. So you could kind of, you could take some of that stiffness out of that big swim bait rod just by using monofilament line, like a 25-pound test monofilament line. So use that stretch to your advantage. I know I do.
Thanks so much, Chris. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com, follow that Ask the Pro link, and you can submit your very own question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
So here at Mina Lake, there was a two-prong approach that I used to catch my fish. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, when you're pad fishing, a lot of times that early morning time period is a bust. So if you're just wanting to catch them on a frog, you need to get here about 10 o'clock and then fish all afternoon. But in the meantime, what I did is I actually picked up a KVD 300 DD. This is a deep diving jerk bait by Strike King. And I used my LOWRANCE active target to catch one really, really nice fish whenever the frog fish just weren't cooperating. Truly, you gotta have a confidence set up to catch them on a frog. In this case, I was using the pad perch. I used two different colors. I used warmouth and black and chartreuse by Strike King. Both of these colors are big time pad perch colors for me. One imitates a bluegill and the other I use in lower light situations, that black and chartreuse. And I really like that chartreuse top because I can see it and I know if those fish have actually eaten it or not. But guys, gear is so key. 7.5 to 1 gear ratio Pro TI by Luz. This is one of my favorite reels. It's so strong. And this is the Greg Hackney Signature Series 7'3" frog rod. This is actually my first experience in the pads, and I'm gonna tell you, I was very impressed with it. That's the type of rod you want. This is one of those that it has quite a bit of tip, but a ton of backbone. With these big super lines, these no stretch lines like the Strike King Contra braid, you gotta have that little bit of tip that where it doesn't pull the bait out of the fish's mouth, and that was a huge key. Make sure you come check out Mina Lake. It's a really small lake just on the east side of Mina, Arkansas, and I promise you, you'll be glad you did. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on the water.